This is Byron Lazine and Nicole White, and you are tuned into episode 273 of The Real Word.
Word is up.
Big week in our world. Big week.
Yeah, how you feeling? You feel good? You feel good and stretched out now after last night?
Yeah, I feel fantastic. I mean,
Good. It was really hard to hear you, though. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, of course it was hard to hear me. I've never had a problem with this microphone. By the way, I'm running it through a Roland switcher, whatever the hell that means. And I've never
That's like
adjusted.
top of the line.
It's probably the best of the best, Nicole. I can only imagine.
I'm sure of it.
We don't buy anything crappy. And, you know, Bobby came down here to Naples and he set this whole thing up. I haven't touched a dial. There's
did he fly down just for that last night?
No. This is a year, however long ago when I set this studio up.
I thought he flew down there yesterday. I was like, for that.
No, he's in Sweden.
45-second with his kid?
Yeah, with the whole family. They're in Sweden.
Wow.
Bobby, the producer, is over there.
That's
visiting the wife's family. Anyways, there's so much dust on this Roland switcher because I'm afraid to even touch a dial because once it's working, I don't want to touch anything.
I agree with you.
And so if you listen to the BAM versus Barstool podcast the debate, the real estate debate, I was on the Kirk Minahan show. It all kind of started when they attacked Nicole and I and the Real Word podcast. You couldn't hear me that well because they took my mic and they dropped it through the floor to really, make their voices sound better than my voice. And it wasn't my mic because, like I said, there's dust growing on this thing because I'm too afraid to touch.
Kirk was really angry, though. He was slamming the water bottle on the table.
So he acted like he was angry. And that was was that a show in the beginning?
I don't know. It was pretty aggressive. Even my kids were like, what's happening? Is this live? I'm like, yeah, it's live. We're watching it.
He came in. And so one of two things is true. Either he was really mad at the producer, Dave, for screwing this thing up, or it was all an act because they knew they were going to lower my mic to make me look bad. Twitter seems to think the Kirk Minna fans, the show fans on Twitter seem to think that this is a trick that they've done in the past and that it was intentional.
Okay.
So listen, we won on Twitter. We won on the show. I mean, Barstool admitted defeat. I apologize for everybody who tuned in for wasting your time. I saw so many of your comments. BAM is better than this. Nicole, thankfully you're feeling under the weather anyways, so that's not why you weren't there. But
no, I wasn't. No, but I listened. I was ready. You told me to have my phone nearby.
Oh, I wasn't gonna call you after that thing turned insane.
Well, it's weird that they would turn your microphone down because it just sounded foolish too.
Sounded awful.
The whole thing was very interesting. And it's funny though, because I kept watching a little bit after. I don't know if you did, but
I did.
Kirk pretty much was
they got a view.
It seemed like was a little upset at Dave for not even being prepared for this.
Oh, he had 6 days to prepare. He called us out. And so maybe Haley, we can play. So
I think he's a true fan though. Like the fact that he only knew our podcast. Obviously, he was listening to it. He knows a lot about you. We never really fixed the fact that we're not from Rhode Island, but we could hash that another time. But I feel like he was a real fan. He was doting on you and your podcast setup. I mean,
he was a hater.
I feel like he was not. I feel like he was a lover. I think he wanted. If you were closer, he'd give you a hug.
I feel like he was a fan at one time when he was in real estate. And then he made this comment.
Well, but he was very clear that he was never in real estate. He was just supposed to be making those videos, and
he's in so many videos. It appears that he was in real estate. And then the comment he made, the initial podcast when he said, "I've had my eye on Byron Lazine and Nicole White for years. I want to take them down."
I think that's jealousy. I think he saw what you were doing, and
he got a little ahead of his skis there. And then when he got called out, he didn't know he had to kind of stick with that. And so you're right. He knew a lot about us. I mean, he knew the fact that the Real Word used to be on INMAN.
Yep. We're not saying it anymore. I didn't get the memo.
We could say Inman. I'm just teasing Inman. He also knew about the 5 a.m. call. And I want to play this clip because last night, if you did waste your time and watch the debate, you saw him say, "I was never on the 5 a.m. call." Haley, play this clip where in the original podcast, he admits that he was part of the crew.
And they did this thing that was like the 5 a.m. club. Like you were worthless if you weren't up at 5 a.m. already working and like getting ready and all this stuff, which I loved. I was part of the crew.
I was running at 5 this morning.
Right. I was part of the crew, but I kind of want to like overtake that too. Like I want to motivate people.
4 a.m.
Well, and he wanted to start a 459 club.
Yeah. So I mean, he just continued to lie. They called him out on his lie later I gave them a view. I listened in. I mean, they admitted defeat. It's all good. It's over with. It was fun. They've got a great Twitter audience. They wanted
you were loving it. You were like best day of your life.
Well, I love the Twitter thing because we don't have a huge audience on Twitter. We have a huge Instagram audience. They wanted to say that we bought followers. Come over to Instagram where BAM just dominates. The broke agent dominates on Instagram. That was a foolish statement. And then I did listen after they said, hey, I think Byron's just saying that because I said, Kirk, you don't own anything, right? Like we own a real estate company. I own BAM. Like there's actual things that we own. Kirk is just basically doing a podcast, and he's talking about how
he says he owns a car and a house.
Right. I'm just talking about business wise because he's talking about salespeople. He's nothing more than a salesperson pushing men's clothing. He's been doing that for 20 years. Yeah. And so they're like, oh, that's just something he heard. No, that's just an obvious observation. The third guy that just sits there and says nothing. He's like, that must be something he just heard and he regurgitated. It's an obvious observation. Kirk doesn't own an asset that he can sell unless he's behind the mic. He doesn't have any value. And listen, I think he's great. He's a great podcaster. He's grown a very passionate audience. The Minifans really are engaged with that show. There's something to that. He does sell out live tickets and all of that kind of stuff. But Dave, the producer, is just an asshat. And I guess we're moving on from that. Nicole, your final thought, your final takeaway.
No final thoughts. I think it ran its course, and I am actually curious to see if the Minifans do anything as a follow-up. I was warned about them. Everyone was texting me, warning me that because even the guy we talked, we were on, I'm sorry, now it's like I was on there. You were talking about that sneakers guy because they had sneakers on last week. He's like a hater.
He's a fan. He was wearing the thing about
it's
him.
Interesting. He's a fan, but he also, it sounds like he like a lot of these Minifans threaten each other. They were talking about hurting each other's children. Yeah, I mean, at the same time, I'm just glad it didn't go there.
He said the show sucked, but he was wearing a hoodie of the show. So it's like a demented group a little bit. There were some, fans on Twitter of their show that I found to be very funny. I think they're very witty and they're perfect for that fun. Twitter environment. Yeah, yes, it was fine. If you watch, sorry to waste your time there. Anyways, let's get back to our regularly scheduled programming. And racket number 2, we've got an open letter to mortgage brokers. This is from Matt Leonetti. Haley, let's play the clip and react.
Brokers. I say this with love, but I get about 20 DMs a week asking me to go to lunch, and I'm not doing it. You're always like, yeah, it's on me. Yeah, of course it's on you. You're a stranger asking me to go to lunch to talk about interest rates. Something we done in a 2-minute phone call. You've opted for a 3-hour lunch at fucking Panera Bread. I mean, I'm not trying to be on mortgage at first sight here, okay? I don't want to go on an awkward blind date with you. I've been on one first date in my entire life. That's my now wife. Seal the deal and it's done. I'm not doing it again. Instead, just be really good at your job. I mean, that's how I met my guy, Johnson Andrews. Didn't know who he was. Did a deal together. Best experience I've ever had. Now he's my number 1 guy. Turns out the guy's fucking David Copperfield of mortgages. Who knew? That's all I need. What I don't need is listen to you talk about how incredible you are over chicken tenders at Ruby Tuesdays on a Wednesday afternoon.
I've never heard of this mortgage broker that Leonetti gave the shout out to. It's got to be a Toronto guy. All right, so here's some comments from the BAM post on Instagram at Now BAM on Instagram, which obviously is 3x the size of the Kirk Minahan show on Instagram.
Oh, we're gonna keep doing that.
And I don't know, the broke agent's like a million times bigger on Instagram. Anyways, agent comments: Allison Hughes Holmes, Connecticut agent. Shout out to Allison.
She is a Connecticut agent. I was like, wait a minute, that's a familiar name.
Make magic happen and answer calls on the weekends. No tenders required. Talking about the chicken tenders. Matthew Teeter says, true, forget the lunch. Teach me something I don't know about a product I can use to do a deal I wouldn't do otherwise. Like help me with the education required to really make a great experience for my clients. Ken Pozak down in Orlando says, let me show you how I close loans in 43 days. He's quoting mortgage brokers. How about you send me a lead or a bottle of vodka, he says. Okay. Lenders will send you vodka, Nicole.
They love vodka. I think we get Fireball nips here on the quarterly from. No, that's a home inspector. Those are home inspectors.
Yeah, that's a home inspector game right there. Fireball.
Yeah, that is.
I hate Fireball. I don't think there's anything worse.
Nobody should ever drink Fireball. It's the meanest thing you can do to your body.
If you drink Fireball, I apologize, but it's awful.
You should stop.
Shannon Gillette, you get offered lunch. They want to buy me a coffee. Shannon, you're a top producer in Arizona. I would imagine that you'd be getting more than offered a coffee. Here we've got a comment. Janelle, I'm sorry if I mispronounced that, Sandoval. I'm married to my mortgage broker, and the worst thing is when they say, well, if things don't work out, save my number. Okay, so if I divorce my husband, I'll call you. If things don't work out with your marriage is what other lenders
Pretty
are saying
much.
there. That's insane. So here's Sarah DeSomers down in Miami says, here's her take. Pay for leads or be extremely good at your job, period. One of the two. So add extreme value, get me leads, save the tenders for later. Okay, so there's some highlights from the comments section. Now, mortgage brokers fired back in the comments section.
Uh-oh.
All right, so here's a lender, Kevin's something doc. I don't know. KevinSlick.com. I don't know. That's
Slick.
a weird. That's a weird last name. That can't be his last name. KevinSliker.com is his Instagram handle. So all right, I apologize. I'll stop asking realtors to coffee when they stop putting Saturday as the close date. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. I like that. I actually like that. Here's another one. Just start asking him to dinner. He didn't say anything about dinner. Trust me, clients say the same thing about agents. Oh, you're inviting me to your client appreciation party with a bunch of your clients I don't know. Wow, thanks, because I have no friends. Mortgage lender here. This is Kristen Deaton. Believe me, we don't want to take you all to a long lunch. We just want our chance to explain how damn good we are at our job and get a shot at your business. I'm too busy slinging mortgages all hours of the day to spend my Wednesday afternoon whining and dining you, only for you to never send me any business. With that said, you free for coffee next week. All right, so I don't know. Maybe this is setting up another BAM debate, lenders versus agents. I would be
on a lunch debate. Come on, lunch debate. Do you know how many agents say yes to lunches, though? I mean, come on. That's how you. It's the same thing with open houses and brokers opens. If there's food or booze, an agent says yes.
But a debate on the best way to earn an agent's business. Leonetti says it is work their open house with them. What do you think the best way to earn an agent's business is in today's market, Nicole?
I think who was it? Was it Allison that said it, or someone at the very beginning?
Allison Hughes said, answer the calls on the weekends. We don't need the tenders.
So not there. So again, I think it's mostly about education. I think that there's so many instances where, yeah, thank you. Where, I still see things on Instagram that, other mortgage brokers are sort of advertising. And I send it over to my mortgage guy just for him to clarify for me. So I definitely think it boils down to the type of loans they have, the types of products they have, how the company is actually thinking outside the box. I know with our company, like they're offering pretty much for them to buy your house so that you can then buy another one for cash. So I do think that is certainly the way to do it. I think dropping off bagels with cream cheese, although I know our office loves them, like I've never actually even seen that mortgage broker's face. So that to me is a little pointless.
Like sneaks in the middle of the night and just drops bagels off.
And he just leaves big. Like everyone loves them. Some people actually take them home and bring them to their children.
I bet you 90% of the agents couldn't even tell you who the lender was.
They don't even know what he looks like. Yeah, of course.
Couldn't spot him out of a crowd.
Right. But at the same time too, I think that where some lenders then start losing steam is they've won you over, but then all they are doing is taking you out for food and drinks, and then there is no additional added value. So then you start to sort of drop off because it's what are you like? You're not actually trying to then keep my business.
Yeah. Here's what I'll say. Some, not all lenders, have a tendency to get fat and lazy, not in the literal sense, in the figurative sense, meaning they're fat and happy that they've earned your business. Like you just said, Nicole, they stop answering calls on the weekend. I can address that on Monday. This agent's tied to me. I'm their number one guy. I'm their lender. I'm not going anywhere. And they get too reliant on just feeding you a little bit of booze on happy hour. You or your agents, let me take you out for drinks. That's going to be enough, instead of actually bringing the value that agent seeks in a very difficult market, so that they can be the educator to their database, so that they can get home shoppers in the right position to win offers when they're up against 20, 25, 30, so that they've got timely communication between them and a listing agent where the mortgage professional is actually jumping in. And weekends are included in that, because the majority of the pre-approvals are needed when? Saturday and Sunday. The majority of the calls coming in through sites like Zillow and Realtor.com, home shoppers, are happening on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. The majority of the offers being written are going out on Sunday and Monday before the deadline. This is when agents need mortgage professionals. They don't necessarily need them 4 to 6 on Thursday during happy hour. They need them on the weekends. They need them in prime time, and they need them to add value. And then in the middle of the night, if you want to drop off a bag of bagels or send me a bottle of vodka, go for that too. That's fine. That's the cherry on top, but that's not everything.
Right. And I think the mortgage brokers need to be available too, because they're now 100% part of assisting our clients in getting these homes too. I mean, I call mortgage lenders all the time to make sure that these people are approved. So certainly availability is huge as well. But yeah.
And so I agree with some of the comments on both sides, the mortgage broker, the agents. I'd love to see maybe a little bit debate on this. What's the best way to do business together? Maybe we could bring lenders and agents together on a BAM debate. Let me know in the comments. Let me and Nicole know in the comments what you think about that. All right, Nicole, our last controversy.
You're just itching for a debate. Last night just didn't feed the need, huh?
It was such a crappy debate because
it wasn't a debate.
It wasn't a debate.
You were like a segment, and as soon as they were done with you, your screen went black. I was like, oh, I guess.
Yeah.
Did they even say goodbye to you?
I don't know if you listened to the rest of that show. We actually made it clear we don't want the rest of that show on BAM, because I mean that 4-letter word that begins with a C. I mean, they used that like 3 times after the segment. Thankfully, they didn't use that in my segment.
I didn't listen.
They're a little extreme. That's their audience. They're playing to their audience. All right. Our last controversy, Nicole, was bare minimum Monday. Okay.
Yep.
So if you remember, what do you got, a text of it? You're too busy for the show?
No,
what are you doing?
I had to pull the friggin' article back up again. Take a deep breath. I could only get it on my phone because I have to pay the firewall thing on Fortune or whatever.
We got into a big controversy there with not a Barstool big, but one of the contributors for INMAN, Rachel Height. She wrote this article, Bare Minimum Monday. We invited her on the show. She declined, said that we are too hard on that TikToker who believes in, not working on Mondays. And so I wanted to highlight somebody. This is a Fortune piece, Alina Botros, who writes great articles on Fortune. Somebody that we can highlight a lot in the future because she's doing a great job. She doesn't have a lot of Twitter followers, but she's a great follow on Twitter. Not everybody needs a lot of Twitter followers to be a great follow. All right. So here's the headline. A 24-year-old with over 300,000 TikTok followers. So 24-year-old, she's a Gen Zer, Nicole.
Yep.
Breaks down how she worked side hustles to buy a house and makes $400 per month in rental income. So this Jennifer Ramsey, who's in a suburb of Cincinnati, Ohio, she's the direct opposite of a bare minimum Monday Gen Zer. Total different mindset. Okay. Hustler, a throwback to the old school, what has actually built America to be the great country that it is today. Nicole, she's a personal trainer.
Yep.
She's a private party bartender and a nanny. She's a self-proclaimed hustler, which I know people say, oh, they make fun if you use that word. I'm going to applaud you, Jennifer Ramsey. And at the age of 23, she bought her first home in Forest Park, Ohio. Jennifer Ramsey, I don't know, maybe she's related to Dave Ramsey with that last name, Jimmy. She's definitely taking a
I guess. I feel like it's like my last name, White. Do you know how many Whites there are in the world?
True. There's quite a few. Big week for the White family too this week.
Big week.
So Ramsey here, after graduating from Wright State University in 2020, she decided, I'm going to buy a house. So to her, renting was basically paying off someone else's mortgage, and she'd rather own and pay off her own mortgage. She approached it like she would any other subject in school, and eventually met with a mortgage lender who explained to her step by step. So coming off of the last topic, this is what lenders need to be doing. explaining, educating step by step what you need to do to buy a home.
Ooh, the mortgage people should be doing that. You know, like when you went to, I don't know if you went long enough, but like the first week or two, all the credit card companies are sitting in like the trying to get you to do credit cards. That's what the mortgage guys should be doing. They should be on college campuses trying to get these guys to start thinking about that instead of how to spend it on a credit card.
Right. You just pass that credit card booth. That's going to hold you back from buying a house. This booth here will actually get you some wealth.
Right.
We know
So when you get out, you have money. Yeah.
Homeowners are 44 times more wealthy than renters. So she knew that somehow, this Gen Zer, and she decided, I'm going to be in the camp that's 44x wealthy, wealthier than a renter. She decided that, okay, no matter what it takes, she's working 3 jobs, Nicole. You think she's doing the bare minimum on a Monday? I think she's doing the ultra maximum on a Monday. Monday maximums for this Gen Zer. So when she started her search, she actually bought in 2020. She purchased in 2022 for $189,000, $1,300.
After she paid off her loans. It sounds like she paid off her student loans too.
Yeah. So she looked for around 3 months. She put in 5 offers on 5 homes. She finally got one in January 22. So she got in at the very end of the low interest rate. Congrats to her. She put down 3%. She had such great credit that she locked in at 399. Such great credit that she was able to do conventional. Her monthly mortgage payment was $1,100 in her first year before increasing to $1,500 after the taxes went up. Sorry to hear that, but still, for $1,500, she wouldn't be able to rent something 3-bedroom, 2-bath. I don't believe in that market for much less than $1,500. Total cost, she says, including appraisal fees, inspection fees, and all that, came around to $13,000 on buying the deal. Now this Gen Z is so smart and such a hustler. She decided to move out of the house. Not even move in. She's charging $1,950 per month. So she's making $400 a month and living at home. She posted her journey on TikTok. She accumulated 322,000 followers on TikTok alone. That's value right there. She's got 3 jobs.
Well, and she's not done yet. She's living with her mom so that she could actually save money again to buy another house.
Yeah, she says if she can save $10,000 to $20,000, she can use that as a down payment to either flip a house or purchase a multifamily house. Hey, take it from 2 people who have flipped homes before, Jennifer. Don't even flip the house. Just keep doing what you're doing right now. Buy the next house and rent it out again. Keep holding the property.
And again, she bought it in 2022. It may even be worth some money. So you may be even to pull out a little equity of there too to buy towards your next one. But
you could. I wouldn't go flipping. You can make a lot of mistakes early on, especially in this market flipping. So Jennifer,
if you don't have relationships with contractors, it's going to be very difficult to get people to show up.
Yeah. If you're listening, just duplicate what you just did. Go buy another house, rent it. I mean, listen, you're 23. If your parents, she said her parents are hardworking. She likes her parents. She enjoys her parents. If you're not itching to get out of there, just stay there, rent that one out, and keep playing the same game. This Jennifer Ramsey is literally the Dave Ramsey game. Buy, rent it out. I know he doesn't like to put debt on it. I would say, hey, put the debt on it. Have someone else pay that debt down. This is the total opposite of that mindset. And Nicole, there was a NAR generational study. We covered it on nowbam.com. Haley can put up the chart here. Age of home buyers right now, only 4% are 19 to 23. She's in the 4%. Age of home sellers in that age group, only 3%, okay, according to NAR. So she is the outlier for this Gen Z group that understands what owning real estate can do for your long-term wealth, and also who understands that with a little bit of hard work, you can make a significant difference for your long-term future. All these other Gen Zers that are mailing it in on Monday. And by the way, I think NBC reached out to me, Nicole, the national nightly news. They say that this Sunday they're going to play the spot on my reaction to the bare minimum Monday take.
Okay. I'm excited. I mean, hopefully there's no more tragedy. It sounds like you keep getting bumped because of these horrible tragedies.
They bumped me the last 2 Sundays for breaking news. Some maniac drove over a bunch of migrants one weekend with his car, and then
it's terrible.
This weekend, some other psychopath did something else. There's always there'll be something psychotic. I'm sure I'll get bumped again. But anyways, maybe they won't. Maybe we'll react to that.
Yeah. But again, now she's having passive income. I mean, it's incredible. Oh, you know what I watched this weekend? Have you seen Air yet?
I can't watch anything besides Succession. Succession's the greatest show ever created.
No, it's not a show. It's a movie. It's about how Nike made the deal with Michael Jordan.
Everybody tells me to watch that. Yeah.
Oh, you gotta.
So what is that on? How do I find that?
It's on Prime. I watch it on right Prime.
I think we might have Prime.
I'm sure you do. Yeah.
Everything.
It's really, I mean, my kid started Googling it and he's making $400 million a year just on the passive income from the shoes. It's like insanity, but it's a good movie. I'm a huge Matt Damon fan. So
how'd that pop into your head? Where did that come from?
Well, the passive income for $400, and I was like, oh, $400 million. Okay. No, but I mean, she's 23 years old. Like, this is the time to start making these moves and these decisions because they dictate the rest of your life. I mean, Michael Jordan was 18 years old, I think, when he made that deal with Nike. So
of course, I don't think anybody's creating a shoe that's going to compete with Jordan. But
of course not. But at a smaller scale, I mean, she's buying $195,000 home.
You can put together a portfolio of real estate that when you're 40 years old, you can decide, do I want to sell this portfolio off? Do I want to keep taking the income? Do I want to retire and go do something else? Do I want to go invest in some other company? Do I want to invest into... Right.
And at 40, a lot of those things are even almost paid off since she started so early. Yeah.
I mean, she started so early. She's going to be in, such a good spot when she's our age. Right.
Right. Yep.
All right. Listen, hit the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. And if you haven't done it already, there's a link down below. By the way, we have a coupon code. Okay. We've got a coupon code for BAMx.
A coupon or is it a coupon? Coupon?
Huh. I don't know. What do you think?
I don't know either. Coupons?
We've got a discount code to BAMx. Become a better agent. Everybody tells you what to do. BAMx actually shows you how to do it. Okay. So if you want BAMx member courses like the Ultimate Instagram course, Objection Handling, Scroll Stop, and Captions, you need to sign up to BAMx immediately. We have a discount on the annual subscription. This comes out to less than a cup of coffee a month. So go ahead and jump in there right away. We have member live streams and a member community. And we also have massive discounts for BAMx members only on the creator courses. Haley Ingram from Coffee and Contracts does a Canva course. Lights, Camera, Leads with Tom Story. He's the best at one-on-one content to actually get deals done with your content. Closing More Deals, complete guide to objection handling with the objection handling king himself, Tom Toole. Go hit the link below. Become a better agent. BAMx, discount code Real Word. Is that what it is, Haley? I think it's Real Word.
She's saying yes.
Real Word is the discount code. Link below. Haley, make sure you have that link down below.
We got the link.
She's got the link.
We got the link.
Discount code Real Word, BAMx. Sorry for everyone who tuned into the Barstool debate. That'll never happen again. We'll have maybe a lender agent debate. So make sure to subscribe to the channel.
Well, but it sounds like it may not be a debate. It may be like more of a collaboration. Let's figure out how we can make each other better.
Let's do a collabo. We'll start
a collabo.
Start calling
with our coupons.
Yeah. All right, Nicole. I've seen enough of you today. I gotta go.
Thank God. Okay.
Right. Keep it real.
See.